on the rise. Google stock soars to all-time highs on NVIDIA chip comparison. Google stock shares rose 2.1% after reports that Meta is in advanced talks to spend billions on Google's TPU chips instead of NVIDIA's GPU chips. Google's TPU chips are 2 times cheaper than NVIDIA's GPUs. Okay, NVIDIA lost roughly $250 billion in market value as Wall Street recognized TPUs as a legitimate alternative. Brothers, please don't sleep on Google stock. Okay, as passport bros, as men that want to seek freedom and independence, stocks and crypto is that equation. There's 3 ways, right? And you should all be doing it. Tech/IT, right? Then we have crypto, then we have stocks, okay? Now, Google stock, right, has powered through in the last couple months and has reached all-time highs, all right? And once again, right, I know NVIDIA has had this hype with their chips, etc. NVIDIA makes great chips. But you know what Google does better than NVIDIA, brothers? Google is in everything. Okay? It's in phones, YouTube. Google owns YouTube, if you didn't know that. Okay? Right? They're in cloud. Okay? They are in tech. All right? They are in so many different things. And you can see right here, it is at $320 per share to the right of my screen. Okay? A couple months ago, right? It was trading at just under $200. If you're not looking to build long-term wealth, okay, maybe consider looking at Google stock. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor, all right? Personally, between Google and NVIDIA, I'm choosing Google. NVIDIA makes great chips. NVIDIA chips powers the AI industry, a good amount of it, okay? But you can see Google's TPUs are now being seen as an alternative. So they're now doing chips, Google, right? They're in YouTube, they're in media, they're in tech, they're in cloud. They're in so many different things. They're now also doing self-driving cars. NVIDIA isn't in social media. NVIDIA isn't doing self-driving cars. NVIDIA isn't, doing phones. Google does that. So it's well diversified in its income assets. So if you told me between choosing Google and NVIDIA, I think Google is probably your best bet. Right? This Google, in my opinion, will become the most valuable company probably next year or in the next 2 years. They're just doing everything right. Me as a tech bro, as an IT bro, I know all about Google, bro. I know all about Google. Right? And the fact that they're now making their own chips and their own AI systems, right? Gemini 3 Pro is being run on their own chips, not NVIDIA, but their own TPUs, shows independence. They're keeping everything in-house. Crazy. Don't sleep on Google. Don't. Okay? Google stock, right, is going to have a big 2026. And I got more intel on Google stock on my Patreon. Join the Patreon, brothers. We talk about stocks on the Patreon, crypto, etc. Join the Patreon. Google stock, don't sleep on it. Now, let me show you Google's price action over here. All right, let me stop sharing over here. Let me show you Google's price action. So you can see over here, right? Google is currently trading at 320 shares, right? Okay. Now, 1 month ago, it was at 277. 3 months ago, it was at 212. 6 months ago, it was under $200. It was at $173 per share. 1 year ago, it hit a low point of, this was earlier on. Let's see. Earlier this year, it was at $145 per share. Slept on stock. It is probably going to be the most powerful company in the next 2 years. You see here, Google Maps, Android, Chrome, Search, YouTube, Play, Cloud. Now they're in AI. The new AI products, Gemini 3, has blown all other AI products out the water. Google's back, right? And there's IT bros, there's passport bros, as tech bros. You want to be taking your income from your job and investing that into strong assets, stocks, crypto, other means. That helps you build freedom and independence. That helps you become the ultimate passport bro. Tech, stocks, crypto, real estate, etc., etc. So, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, once again, I am not a financial advisor, but look into Google stock. All right, and if you want more intel about Google stock, check out my Patreon. All right, and you see my use cases for Google stock, right? And check it out, man. Join the Patreon.